Okay, right, now saw that bone through there.
Right, we are on part 2 of the pigs at the butcher's. Part 1 I saw, well I was at the butcher's the other day and we were looking at the pigs actually in the fridge, just seeing them when they'd arrived from the abattoir. Today we're going up and Mike Perry has very kindly agreed to break down part of one of the pigs into sections and show us how he does that. So we're going to go up there. It's quite a craftsman's job really. I mean, it's not a job that you could just do yourself without a bit of training, because ultimately you get the cuts wrong, you maybe spoil the best bits of the meat. So it'd be interesting to see this being done by someone who's a true professional in the butchery trade. Right, so we're going to head up to Alveston and have a look at Pepper, or not Pepper Pig, was it? It was Patrick and Boris. Here's Harry. Are you ready, Haz? Mum's coming. Jack's meeting us up there. We're going to go and see the pigs. So we're going to see half a pig, I think, being butchered. Okay, just heading up to the shop now. The others are catching me up in a minute. I just put a little warning on here. Anyone who's a little bit squeamish or nervous disposition, don't bother watching this video, because this is for people who understand butchery. Just got to go around the back way. So yeah, as I was just saying, we're going to see an animal being cut up. Now, if you like me and you accept that this was what happened, that's fine. But if you don't like this sort of thing, turn off now. But we're going to go see Mike, who is a craftsman at this job, and we're going to see our pigs being converted into chops and joints. I'm trying to find my wife. She's around here somewhere. Anyway, let's go in.
Here we are, Jack.
Harry,
sorry,
okay.
Pop that one on.
Has, you got your proper apron?
So you've got an apron, look.
Look at this, you geared up for it.
You'll have to pull that up in the air like that, lift your arms.
You'll be alright with that, won't you?
Round there like that. Tie it up in the
Proper
front.
butcher's apron, look at that. Very professional looking.
There we go, not too tight.
How about that?
Right then, to keep your strings so they don't get caught up in here, just fold that down to the top. There you go. Right, so that's not... Right, here we are.
I get one. Oh, hairnets.
We
Oh,
can make you look the part.
Look at that.
Hey. There we
I
go.
look like a bank robber.
There we go.
Oh.
And I got one for your dad as well.
Oh my life. Yeah, right, we put this down.
We had a young lad some years ago, and it was when they had all the hairstyles where...
Oh, I've got to wear an apron.
There's your apron as
Thank
well.
you, sir.
Would you like an apron? You don't have
Yeah.
to.
I'm alright, I'm just going to watch.
You can hold that a minute.
Yeah.
So,
Mrs. C.
this young lad, he used to flip his hair back,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
and we had a couple of customers comment on it when he was serving them. So I thought, okay. During the week, I went and bought him a pink hairnet.
Nice.
And when he came to work on the Saturday, I said, look, took him one side, I said, look, I'm awfully sorry, but we've had a few people grumble about you running your fingers through your hair. So you're going to have to wear this pink hairnet. And there's sort of a few grumbles and things, but he wore it. All the customers in the day were coming in going, that's brilliant, well done. And I couldn't tell him that it was just a joke, I had to leave it.
Right.
Oh, brilliant.
So, Harry, would you be able to tell us whether this is Patrick or
Probably not.
was this the heaviest of the one? One was heavier than the other.
I don't know, because
Oh, yeah,
John's
okay.
got the tags on there.
So 69, that's the lighter of the two, Harry. Which is the other one was 80. So
That'll
what?
be Patrick.
That's Patrick, is it?
So why do you think he was smaller? Didn't eat so
Good
much?
question.
There was a lot of them, so it might have been from a different litter.
Okay,
Good question.
Because there was like 20 pigs.
There was, wasn't there?
right.
We did
They were
go.
mixed up.
So these haven't come far, Mike.
No, they've
You think
come
they've come from up the road there to Tiverington? They've gone Itchington, Tiverington, Alveston. That's quite a short journey, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
So, look, I'm just ask you. So this is the carcass. You used to see many pig carcasses. How does this rate? I asked Jonathan this. What do you think?
Right, I think it's an excellent little carcass. And reason, what they generally, kings don't have a probe.
Right.
Okay, so they tell on pigs they do a probe on the back fat,
Right.
and a 10mm probe, which is they would go from here, would be absolutely a perfect
Right.
sort of amount of fat.
Yeah, you don't want
layer
too
of fat.
much.
You don't want
do
too
It's
much.
waste, isn't it?
But it's but that's, you've not got to cut anything off. You see,
No.
so it's all going to, whatever we
Yeah, you're not
break
wasting.
down.
Right.
There's no wastage on
Yeah.
it. Okay, so
Yeah.
I would say it's a very good little carcass.
Wow. So, Harry, can you identify any bits there? What do you think? What do you think that is?
Kidney?
Well done.
Well done.
Crikey, that's good.
Yeah, well, I saw that. You showed me that video.
Oh, you watched the video I did the other day with
Yeah.
Jonathan? Yeah, so, yeah. I wouldn't know where to start on this, to be
Right,
honest.
so do you want me to cut it, or do you
Oh,
want,
yeah, I think...
do you want to have a go, or?
What, do you want to have a go, Harry?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, well, fair
Oh,
play.
no.
Fair play.
Right, so you come round this side with
Go
me,
on then, mate.
Harry. Look, now what I'm going to tell you now is the knives that I've got are really, really sharp.
Hmm.
Okay, a sharp knife, they say, will never cut you, and the reason behind that, you don't have to push a sharp knife.
Right.
It'll cut where you want it to go. With a blunt knife, you push, 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 and then
Hmm.
you get frustrated and you slip and cut your fingers. Okay. Now I'm going to let you play with my knives.
Wow.
So we're going to work with those, but we just take our time, all right? And I'll show you what we've got to do first. Right, so we're going to take a small boning knife first, and the steak knife, and the saw, because that's what we're going to need, okay? So if you move up that way a bit for me, okay, so we'll put the saw on there first, and the knife on there, the steak. So a boning knife and a steak knife, okay? Now, the boning knife, if you hold that, okay, and you hold, a lot of people when they start want to hold it like a dinner knife. It's not, you can move it all around your wrist to different ways to work, okay? So there we are, okay? Right, now we're going to cut that kidney off first. So with your other hand, catch hold the kidney, lift it up and pull it away from the carcass, and then just cut down through. That's it, put your knife down, but where you can see it, because if you can't see it, you're going to cut your fingers. So put your kidney over there, okay? Now the next question is, are we doing the loin as chops?
I think that was what I said to Jonathan,
Right, okay. I
yeah.
don't know what Jonathan, what
Yeah,
okay.
he's arranged the
we'll-
rest.
We'll just move that one over there for a minute. Now we're going to use the steak knife now.
Ooh,
And
that's
we're
a
gonna-
big one.
And we're going to cut the shoulder off. Okay, now with the shoulder, on a pig it's about 3 or 4 bones. 1, 2, 3. So just on the 4th bone there, and we want everything square. So it's that square where the heads come off. Just mark it like that. So we can see, you can see that little mark. Right, so now if you get the saw, put the saw on that mark. Okay, there, and square. Okay, right, now saw that bone through there. If you can't do it, now let the saw do the work, right, because there's quite sharp little blades. So if I start you off,
Wow.
just let the saw, the weight of the saw will cut it. Okay? You
He's
carry
used
on.
to using my farm equipment, which
Yeah.
is all blunt. If I give him a hacksaw, it would probably not cut treacle.
Push it forward and push the blade through a bit more, and then use the whole, that's it, now little bit so this bit doesn't come back there. Okay,
You right, Harry?
and got straight.
I did it.
It's a bit tricky, isn't it?
You've not had your Weetabix, Harry?
No.
Might be a job for you, Mike.
Do you want me to do that?
Yeah.
Right, okay, here we go.
You've been doing this 39 years, is that right, Jonathan said?
No, I've been here, we've been in the shop for since 1985,
Right.
but I started in the meat trade when I was 13 years old.
Did you? So what did you start on when you started then?
Ox heads.
Ox heads, was it?
Ox heads. On a Monday afternoon,
Yeah.
I'd come home from school, go into the butcher shop, and they used to put me on a full mica table, which was about half the size
Right.
of this cutting block.
Yeah.
And my job was to bone all the ox heads out.
Really?
So, and there's a specific way to do it. So we'd take the tongue out first. That would then go in a bowl to be soaked.
Right.
So then it would go in a brine tub once it was clean. Then we take the cheek down the side, either sides, then inside. Then we'd have to crack open the jaw.
Crikey.
and then take some in behind the eyes. You've got that little soft bit.
Right, yeah.
So you can. We used to take that out as well.
Wow.
Take it all off. And we used to use it for dog food.
Is that right?
We used to sell it all to people for dog food.
Really?
But now ox cheek.
I'm going to say that's a bit of a delicacy
It's a
now,
real
isn't it?
good- Yeah. So if I've done this right, I should have caught just on the edge of the blade bone, which is there. See? Just on the edge
yeah.
of the blade bone. So we'll put that one there for a minute. Right, the next one now is we're going to cut, because we're going to do the leg as a joint. So if you, I'll mark it, can you see if you can, there's only a little bit of bone to saw there. So if we cut down through there now, and see if you can saw through that bit of bone. And then we should have got just on the end of the hip bone when we've gone through that one.
Oh, that's quite sharp, isn't it?
Once you get used to it, it's alright, you get going. You're nearly there.
That's scary. You can feel it going, can't you?
And when it's cut through the bone, it will stop. You'll feel it change into the flesh. That's it. That's it. Right, so you take the saw out now. Just lift him out. There we are. There's a steak knife. I'll just lift it a bit, and then we can cut down the tween. That's it. Cut right down to the cutting table. A little bit more. There we are.
Well done, Harry.
Thank you. Right, so you can see there we've just caught the edge of the hip bone.
Right.
Yeah, okay, so right, so now we've got what they call primal cuts. So that's your leg, your shoulder and your middle. Now we're going to cut the middle down and I'll do that bit because it's quite awkward to cut through the bones, so with them being through the ribs. Do you know how many ribs we've got?
No.
Right, you've got 13 ribs on either side, okay, and 3 of them are floating ribs, so they're actually what they call false ribs. So that's the same as us, we're exactly the same. So to cut this down from the loin and the belly, we go just there, and it's got to be square with the backbone, so in a straight line. So that will give us our belly pork and our pork chops. Okay. So that's all through the bones. So
Is there particular makes of knives that butchers prefer, or do you general
you
knife?
get used to your own knives, but I mean, yeah, there are. I mean, these are Victorian Ox. And there's another one called F. Dick, and there's Swibos and all sorts of different knives. But you just get to, and the different lengths of blades.
Yeah, I noticed that's a really fine pointed.
Oh no, but that's years old.
Right,
So
but you've
that's-
made it like that and you like it like that today.
It's just as they go. So that's a newer one.
Yeah, oh right.
So that's probably a couple of months old.
Right.
And that one. But, I mean, the boys grumble at me because I have 3 boning knives. I just, when they get a bit blood, I chuck them to one side and get another one.
Get another one,
Start, you know. So
Well, you don't want to mess around, do you?
you
You
keep
want-
him working. So
Yeah.
this is the next thing. We take the belly off.
Right.
So we now got your belly pork, which your belly pork you can make your streaky bacon, or you've got to take your ribs off there, and you've got Chinese ribs,
Oh, that's your favourite, isn't it, Harry?
okay, and then you could take those off and then roll it and then have as a roasting joint, or you could take it into thin strips and then cook them in the oven. So that's your belly pork. And your loin of pork there. Now with the loin of pork I'm going to take all this cruddy bits off because you don't want that.
No, that's just sort of fat and bit of sinew, is it?
So yeah, it's only sinewy stuff. It's Now, if you think years ago, you could get pork chops actually in the pork, but because we grow leaner pigs, there's nothing there to hold the kidneys in place. Okay, so years ago you would have had that
And
there,
you had the kidney in the.
and the fat would have been all
You
around the
did.
kidney.
You're right. You see a slice of.
Yeah, would
Kidney
be
in.
held in it. You see, so that's all. That's all.
So have you seen that change in your lifetime? The sort of style of pig that's come through.
Yes.
Quite considerably,
Yeah.
have you?
Yeah.
Were they a lot fatter then when you were
I
younger?
would say they were a lot fatter, but it's just the way things were fed and different.
Because people
things.
fed them swill, didn't they?
Yeah.
Which no one's allowed to do now.
No, that's right. All the
You know.
farm swells and the different. And
Well, we had pig bins at school when I was at
Yeah, yeah.
Marwood.
Yeah,
All
did
the
you?
all
Even
the
at Marwood,
scraps,
yeah.
the scraps went in the pig bin. I can
Yeah.
remember that. That was in the 80s. Seems a hell of a waste that they don't still do that. Really, the amount of food waste there is, isn't
it's
there?
because of the foot and mouth. wasn't
Yeah,
it?
changed everything, didn't it?
Yeah, caused it all. Right. So we've got that one and that one and that one. And right. What are we doing with the leg? You want the trotter?
I'm gonna want some trotters for.
So you want the trot?
I don't want. Don't need 8. I want about 4 of them. So just because I'm going to do something with that in January, it's a bit of a.
Have your car keys to put Jack's bag in.
Hello, mate. All right. We've missed a bit of this. Have you been down the gym?
Yeah.
Oh, you look a bit sweaty. Harry's just been chopping.
Yeah.
You know, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike. Harry's had a go.
Yeah. I'm going to put that.
So, are you going to stay and watch this?
Yes, watch.
It's really good.
Very put on my head.
Hey.
Oh, you can't be left out.
You can't be left out. You got to have a little hairnet for you. So when we came in, it was all in one piece, like that. So that was the top, that was in the middle, and there's the leg. So this half a pig, and there's the kidney that Harry chopped off.
Cheers.
There's
Lovely.
one for you as well.
We haven't got any pink ones, unfortunately, Jack. Hey. And you got your special butcher's apron.
Yeah.
So are you young farmers as well?
No, I'm not your farmers.
No, just Harry.
Oh, missing out.
I think he'll join at some
Missing
point.
out.
You are missing out, mate. You've got to
Missing
join.
out. All
Do
that
you know what you're
part-
missing?
All those
All those
parties.
girls, I
and all
know.
those. Oh no! Don't talk about girls.
Cover your ears, Harry.
They take you to the pub.
Yeah. Wonderful times.
Yeah. Right.
Right, got one big leg here, haven't we?
So we've got one big leg, which we'll bone and roll in a moment. So we're going to take the hock off.
Yeah.
So we'll cut the hock off
This is Patrick, we decided.
with a saw.
We do that, Jack.
So if we cut him
How
across.
sharp this knife is, look at that. Saw. Look at that.
There we go. And do you know we rent these?
Do you? Really?
Yeah,
Why is that
we rent
then?
them. Because you can buy butcher's saws,
Yeah.
but the blades that they do are nowhere near as good as these saw
So
blades.
do they take them away and sharpen them?
So
or
every 6 months,
Right.
a guy comes round from a company called Hookeye, and they just swap the blades
Wow.
over.
something? Is that a stainless steel
Oh,
blade?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they take it away and
They
bring
take,
you another?
I've got a load of blades up in
Right.
a little bag
So
there,
you get a little pack of something.
and then they just,
Wow.
as I think it needs changing, chuck it in the bag, and they
Right.
take them away and sharpen them.
Wow.
But they also do the mincer blades and the plates
Yeah.
and things. If the saw has any problems, they just swap the saw over, and
Wow.
but a really good bit of kit they are.
Yeah.
So, right. So, do you want hock as a hock?
I haven't even given it a thought, Mike. I can't remember what I said.
So you,
I can't remember what I said to Jonathan to do. Are you basically giving some of this back to him to deal with the rest of it, I guess?
he's done most of it,
Yeah.
which I've got
some.
boxes for you to take
Yeah,
out.
that's
and
fine.
sausages.
Yeah, we're ready for that.
Okay. So what I'll do is if I take that hock off,
All right.
and then he can salt it.
Yeah.
I'll leave it for Jonathan to salt.
All right, that's
and then
fine.
you can make pea and, or you can make pea and ham soup.
I'll have a
or
go.
Whatever,
I'll have a go.
Can't you?
I'm going to try everything.
So we've got to find the joint now. So there's the joint. Then we're going to take the hock off. Off there. Okay. Right, now I'll bone this out, right? Unless you want to have a go.
So we're going to take all the bones out of that, so you end up with just the meat.
Unless you want it on the bone to cook on the
No.
bone. But
Better without
otherwise
bone,
it's,
isn't it?
it's easier without the bone. So,
This is where you make it look easy, isn't it? You just know where to follow to.
yeah. So I'm just taking off that on a cow
Yeah.
or a bullock. That would be the equivalent to the rump steak. Then.
Right. Oh, okay.
Taking that off, so that
Yeah.
would be your rump.
Right.
Okay.
Just different scale, I suppose.
Yeah. Everything is the same. So. And we've taught a lot of. It's quite easy actually. You just got to remember where the skeletal structure goes. And
What does a butcher do with the bones then? Have you got a bone man that collects
right, so
them?
we
or-
have a chap that comes in on a Thursday to us, and he collects all our bone waste. Now, when I started in the trade back in '73, the fat and the bones we used to keep separate, and it was all used for bone meal,
Right. Yeah.
fat and tallow and all
Right.
that sort of stuff. And we get paid a lot of money. Now, bear in mind, I was paid £15 a week, of which £3 of that was tax. So I had 12 quid. My mother would have 6, I'd have the other 6. But once a month, the bone money, especially in the summer months when we were busy down in Devon, the bone money was split between the 3
Oh, right.
butchers.
Really?
So that was myself and the two guys that taught me. And I could get in the summer months up to £70 extra in my pocket.
What, for bones?
Just,
Really?
just for the
Wow.
fat and bones.
Amazing.
No way.
But now we have to pay for
Yeah,
them to take them
things
away.
are typical, isn't it? It's how things have gone.
So I'm just going to take this. There's 2 ways I can do this bone, which is either tunnel it, or which I'm going to do is just cut the top side part of it off, because you get an easier sized joint for yourselves to cook. So that's the top side.
Another big bone coming out.
I had a chap actually, when I put my post up on the sausages that we were selling last week, the chap commented on there, he said, is that Funky Farmer's pork?
Oh, I saw that.
So I
Yeah.
said, everything goes back to him.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a good selling point. You can. No, that's not mine. Right, so that's your leg boned out. So what
Wow,
I'm going to do now in a minute, I'll score that and roll it. So, who's doing biology at school?
Jack.
What's that bone called? On your kneecap. That's your patella.
Seller. Wow.
That's your,
That, Jack.
that's your
Got
kneecap.
GCSE
That's your
this
knee-
year.
Yeah, that's not good since you're doing your
That's your
GCSE
kneecap.
months.
And it's a funny thing, when I went to college for butchery, we had to know all the bones of
Did
the
you?
skeleton to go through everything. Today they don't bother with it.
Right.
I mean, they don't even. I mean, the lads that I've had through here that I've trained, they don't even have to break beef down now for the assessors, because there's so many butchers that just buy box meat
What, already done, you mean?
already done.
Yeah.
Easy for them, you see.
Right.
So that's that can go.
In the bone bin.
Right, so belly pork. What are we doing with the belly pork? Did you want?
I did say, well, we've had some as bacon, I think, because it makes streaky, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He's making me some bacon.
Yeah, that's all on the go.
Yeah, so I guess we're having belly pork.
So do you
Yeah.
want that as joints or as slices,
What do you think?
or some of each?
We could do some of each.
Some of each might be
Yeah,
best,
so
yeah.
if I do,
Yeah.
if I do a couple of joints,
Yeah, that'd be
and then
perfect.
slice
Yeah,
the
that would be
rest.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do quickly is I'm going to score it all, because it's easier to score it in a piece. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so
So we're at a sort of halfway stage now, where it's sort of not quite a pig, but not a joint yet, is it?
Right, it won't take a second to be joints now.
No.
So,
These are the bits you don't normally see, the nipples, isn't it, on anything in the shop. You wouldn't go to a shop and expect to see those, would you? Probably put you off a little bit. That's what a good knife does, isn't it? Because if you haven't got a good knife, that'd be quite hard to
Yeah.
do that, wouldn't it?
and the boys always seem to pinch my knives to do this.
Yeah, well, they like your dad's knives better.
Right, so we're going to... So, joint like that for you?
Yeah.
Before?
Yeah.
Thank you.
And again there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon that's one of the tastiest joints.
Yeah, I do.
Normally I would chop that through, but I won't chop on this table, you see, so it's easier just to run through the saw. So that's done. Who wants to pack them up?